Yeah, I'm building a new forge stand. I'm on version number 7.
Ooh.
This one's the winner. Fingers crossed. Because I have an ever-growing scrap pile of mostly to partially assembled attempts that didn't quite work out.
We're live.
Oh, hey.
Cool.
Welcome to the shit show.
I don't know why I couldn't figure out where Yahoo was. Not Yahoo, YouTube's. I couldn't figure out.
The Yahoos are here, Chris.
I kept looking at Yahoo, and I'm like, why am I not seeing us on there? I'm like, oh, YouTube, not Yahoo. It's
So this is the shit show?
I have no clue.
Might be.
No clue. I'm out of it tonight. I feel like I've been out of it all day. Somewhat kind of like blue for most of the day. All right, I need to grab the audio, not the audio stream, but whatever the hell it is, text.
Yeah, what the hell was the day? Son of a bitch.
Today?
Thursday. Yeah.
That I know, because we're here.
I'm still not caught up with email.
I announced a new job Tuesday, and LinkedIn just went bananas.
That was cool to see, though, man. I was happy about that.
Yeah, thank you. I've got to get rid of this stupid background. It's driving me nuts. It was really nice, but it's the downside is, there we go. Oh, that's driving me nuts. The downside is, I love, don't get me wrong, I very, very much appreciate everybody likes saying congrats, all that kind of stuff, but it's me. So I'm obliged to go through all of them and say thank you back for all the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a few I have to go through. So I'm going to probably be taking some of this weekend to work my way through those ones. And maybe some tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be busy, but some of the weekend, we'll figure it out.
You know, I had my 50th birthday not that long ago, and I forgot that somebody gave me this.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's toilet paper.
That is fantastic.
I keep it in my office. It's not like I shit here, but I suppose I could. It's my office.
All right, let's do that.
No putting look, if you put a composting toilet in your office, it's time to have a conversation about work-life balance.
Yeah, that is true. That is.
Dude, if they would have sold, like, has anybody ever done this? Has anybody ever like hooked up like a catheter so they don't have to get up to pee?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
No, I'm not going to go with that. I mean, there are times when you're driving that, you've got the bottle with you, but that's about it, especially if you're
jug. Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, shit, even the stuff we did in the field, I mean, you find somewhere to just open up and go.
Yeah, but there's been times when like I've sat down and I'm like in the flow and I have to pee and I'm like, no. I don't want to get up. I want to keep going.
They make adult diapers for that. You could just wear the spacesuit diaper and just be done with it. It's easier.
Have you guys ever tried that?
No, I don't. That's not something I want to do until I have to. At which point, I'm going to be having conversations with myself about going off the edge of a cliff backwards in a Ferrari in flames.
All right.
And if you do, just make sure you have fun with it.
So I'm feeling
absolutely. I mean, there will be bold freaking tires, and I will be being chased by a squadron of police cars.
So I'm not feeling the support on this.
No. I mean, I support your decisions. If you want to, if that's, your lifestyle choice, I stand behind it. But I personally, for me, the bathroom's all of 4.5 feet on the other side of the wall. So.
Yeah, mine's not too far away. I think I can get to mine pretty quickly. I mean, your other option is just put a potted plant in the corner and be done with it.
The kitty litter bucket. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I was going to go with potted plant and give them an opportunity to at least keep something going. I'm going orange. We're going orange tonight.
All right, I could do that.
Ooh, that's weird. That's orange. Yeah, we are going orange. That is like some serious orange. We're going orange tonight.
You're on fire.
I need to get another camera. I will actually do this while I remember. I'll hit Amazon in a minute because you see my desk, Ryan. My desk, the one in the basement. So I now have it literally split in two. So I've got the big curved monitor here with my like HHS stuff. And then literally I can go over here and I've got my Cynet laptop with my big monitor up here, and I've put the camera on this one because I'm doing webinar stuff with this one. But I haven't got the camera on this one, so I'm back to the regular camera. So I need to go order another one of those. So yeah, it's been a bit of a getting it sorted out thing going on.
Is Matt Goodacre here? Is he on?
I don't know.
He just scheduled a meeting with me while I'm in the middle of the shit show. I mean, he scheduled it for another time, but I just saw that he was scheduling it while I was talking.
You beat him. No.
I love him. It's cool, man. It was just like I see this pop up, Matt Goodacre scheduled a meeting.
Working, we're bullshitting. This is what we should be telling them.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing? Got work
working on the shit. You're meant to be bullshitting, for God's sake. Says the guy who.
He's single, he's young, and he's a Marine. Cut him some slack.
All right, he's an active Marine.
No.
I was gonna say.
But once a Marine, always a Marine. You don't call them former Marines.
I know, it's the occasional snacking on crayons. I get it. Down to a pack a week.
A former Marine is a dead Marine.
Oh, all right, what the hell are we talking about tonight? Oh, simplify. Yeah, let's simplify, then add lightness. So that's kind of like the topic for this evening. And it's there's a whole bunch of reasons. Partly it's got to do a little bit with where I'm now hanging out. Because I like what they're trying to do, and what I'm trying to do is describe what they're doing in a language everybody understands. But a big chunk of it is because I see too much of it. I know we're dealing with another client now who's tool happy. I mean, we talked about tools for the last 2 weeks. We talked about tools, and I think I want to take it another step further, which is let's consolidate, let's simplify. How can we get close enough? This is especially in the smaller organizations, everybody's striving to be secure or to protect themselves. I'm like, shit ain't gonna happen. Where do you need to be comfortable? Is it the 90th percentile? If so, do you really need the 10 different tools that are doing the work, or can you get away with a couple of different ones? Can you get away with one consolidated platform? That was the whole logic for building Dave. It's the whole logic for the S2 stuff. It's the whole logic is simplify the very world that we are in. And then the second part of it is the then add lightness. And to me, there's a number of different reasons for that. Some of them are very physical reasons, which are if I can not have to look at 100 inches of monitors and I can consolidate, then I can focus more effectively. Then I can be more efficient with my time. Then maybe I don't have to panic about needing 3 or 4 more people. I can get away with maybe I just look for 1. Or I can bring somebody up. I can train them more effectively. I can go out there and get an apprentice more effectively. When I go to talk to people, I don't have to blind them with science and acronyms. I can do it in a simpler, more effective manner. Part of it also comes down to us, the humans. We talk about the mental stress we're under. I think part of it is because we're always continuing to have to learn new things. There's an argument to say we already have everything we need to actually bring us a ton of the risk down, but we tend not to use it. So again, let's simplify things. Can we take our own stress levels down by doing it? And the last but not least is if I can do some of that, can I give some of myself some time back? The add lightness is both the physical, I don't need extra sets of hands, but the add lightness means a weight's been lifted from my shoulders. I don't have to be worried all the time about all the steps because I'm comfortable in myself that I've gotten to the 80th percentile, the 90th percentile. And crucially, if something does go wrong, I got people behind me looking after me and they've got my back. And so I think that to me is where, and part of it is obviously because of what we've done and where we're looking at. Part of it's where I'm looking, what I'm doing now. But a big chunk of it is I'm looking at all of these smaller organizations. And I'm like, if you're aware, you're chasing this rack of gear. You've been sold an entire rack of gear and you have no hope of putting it in effectively, efficiently, and quite honestly, having a life. You just have no fucking hope. It isn't going to happen. So it's kind of what I want to unpack a little bit this evening, have a talk about and go, I know you two, I'm preaching to the choir, let's face it, with a pair of you and probably most of the audience, but it's very much a case of how do we take that message elsewhere? How do we make it effective? How do we do something about it? I want to explore that. I don't just want to talk about it. I'm like, what can we do to affect that change? So
yeah, that's the big challenge, right? I mean, we've been preaching this for years, right? Complexity is the worst enemy of security. Here's us, I was just, as you were talking, I found a slide deck that I recently, this slide deck. I mean, I've given this same talk or the variation of the same talk, God knows how many times.
Right.
And here we are, and we're still talking about it. That's my, probably one of my biggest frustrations is, how do we get this message across effectively? Stop buying shit you don't understand how to use. You can't secure things you don't know you have. It's impossible. I mean, that's just straight logic.
Yeah. I think it's, and to me, it's even, I mean, there's so much to it. Again, I think, I put the post out late last night, and somebody was very, very eloquent, and they're like, as an industry, we've encouraged, or not as the case may be, we've wasted millions, potentially more than that, let's face it. We've wasted millions on the complexity problem.
And it just continues to get worse. I mean, some of the biggest not biggest pioneers, but the biggest names in our industry keep selling shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Microsoft keeps selling shit. Here's Microsoft. You sell me a piece of software that's got bugs in it. It's shitty, right? And then you sell me security software to secure your shitty software.
Yeah.
And then when there's a breach, it's my problem because I didn't patch your shitty software. So then you sell me more software to secure your shitty software and the security software that you installed before. It's just like, stop installing this. Take some fucking responsibility and let's simplify this shit. I don't need an operating system with 10 million lines of code now. I mean, what's in Windows 10 now?
Oh my God, I mean, to hell with that. I mean, look at vehicles. Vehicles are crazy ones to me. I mean, a regular OS has got a half scary amount. But I mean, what was the latest Mercedes? It's 100 to 150 million lines of code.
50 million lines of code in Windows 10, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the best you could ask for in terms of, like, let's say you have the tightest software development lifecycle ever, right? Mm-hmm. You still can expect what?
It's 10 to 15 bugs per
K-lock,
100
right?
lines. Per 100 lines.
Okay.
Yeah, is the general rule of thumb at the moment is, I mean, some of them are upwards of 30, but I think the one that I've looked at that seems to be more consistent is like the 10 to 15 bugs per, I want to say it's per 100 lines or something like that. I'd have to go back and look.
Well, a lot of times they'll use this K-lock, right? 1,000 lines of code, the K-lock.
Yeah.
And so in 2014, this dude wrote a book, Steve McConnell's book, Code Complete Industry Average. Industry average is 15 to 50 errors per K-lock, per 1,000 lines.
Okay, per 1,000 lines. All right, then yeah.
And that's industry average, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you tighten this shit up, I mean, what, 5, 10? I mean, you're still going to have, and then multiply that by
X number of millions of lines of code. Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's and that's
one operating system.
Yep.
You've got many operating systems running in your environment.
Yeah.
And applications on top of those operating systems, which also have thousands and thousands of lines of code, which are calling libraries outside of your ecosystem
yeah,
that have thousands and thousands and thousands of lines of code.
There we go. Tim said it 15 to 70 per 1,000. Yeah, I had it per 100. It's still bad enough, but yeah, that's my code is per 100.
So that's why I have somebody else code, man.
No shit,
I was troubleshooting some shit for Security Studio today. I'm like, you saw it, Ryan. I was shooting those emails. Like, I think this is the problem, right? We essentially it comes down to we were supporting OAuth, we were supporting SMTP auth, and Microsoft in last year, I think, turned off SMTP off in Office 365. And so just troubleshooting that, but I'm like, thank God I don't have to code it. I saw all the code. But like,
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's some crazy stuff out there. It's
cool to be in management. You can just point fingers, like, do that, and then they do it. And then if they don't do it right, you're like, hey, do it better next time. Come on.
So I think that we start back at the beginning, because we can't, there is no unwinding of the current knot.
No.
And so what can we do today to begin the journey towards the time when we can unwind it maybe a little bit? And I think it starts with simplifying. I'm with you, Evan. I'm with you, Chris. Don't buy something new. Go back and take stock of what you already have. All too often, I run into people who aren't even leveraging the tool to its full capability set. They bought, they were sold a bill of goods. They bought the premium package. The guy that closed the deal, he left 6 months after, forgot to mention that they needed to email the one guy to activate the next piece, right? So you have this whole suite of tools with no clue if you're even using it effectively. Start there. That's the number one thing you can do, is go back and take stock of your tool. I threw that slide up a minute ago, right? Start with your assets, the most basic part of it. Like, you guys take a look at this and tell me if this here is not what you need to be doing. I mean, start with your accountability, right? Who owns the damn asset from a business perspective?
Yeah. Well, and I've had this discussion before, Ryan, I agree with this, but it's also even taking that back a notch. Before you even do this, who's responsible for this shit? Define who's responsible for right. But it even goes beyond that, right? Just roles and responsibilities for the entire fucking program.
Right.
Am I going to get management buy-in if I got to devote, X number of hours, for an intern or somebody else to maybe go and grab that inventory in a small business? Maybe I don't have, some of the sophisticated, and that's the fucked up thing, man. I mean, even these large companies who have multi-million dollar budgets to buy all these sweet ass tools, they don't have asset inventories.
Right.
What's your excuse?
And it's a process problem, not a technology problem.
Yeah.
See, that's it too. You can't fix process with technology.
No, it's a process problem. How did the device get acquired in the first place? Go back to procurement, start there. Put your chokehold in it at procurement. You want to buy it? What is it? And can we secure it? And why do you need it? Get your justifications out of the way, right? One of the problems that I see is that we don't get brought into those conversations until it's a done deal. Genie's out of the bottle. We bought it, put it in.
Right. And I was talking to a CISO for a really large bank on Monday, and it's cool to see he actually does get invited now. He got it, right? He got the fact that we're supposed to enable business, not get in the way of business. Right. And once you start doing that, you start getting invited to things, and they start asking for your advice because they know you're not going to be the negative Nelly in the room.
Right. But
even though it was kind of fun crushing people's dreams for a while.
Well, I think on the asset side, it's getting harder for people to have an excuse for not having an inventory, because I checked out some of the latest tools, if you will. There are mobile app versions where you can walk around with your iPhone. You can scan asset tagging. You can, if you're using asset tagging, nice. And it's free. Now, my only catch when I saw this thing is I said, oh, it's cloud-based. I like local databases when it comes to stuff like that.
No, I do. But at the end of the day, I hate to say it, I know.
But I also know that you already have the asset inventory.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
yep.
So I think people need to be refreshed and reminded. This is back to that focus on the fundamentals. Take it back to the ABCs. Right. Let's just go back a little bit and start again. Because you guys know this. If I have my fancy AI, my quantum teleporting, magic invisible laser process, I have all that crap. If I don't have good foundations, if I don't have a good and accurate repository, I'm just chasing ghosts all day. That's all I'm doing,
totally.
chasing ghosts.
Well, here, I'm going to show another slide from that deck, because I think it's got stats in it. Because it would be nice to do that stuff, but here's, some of our problem. This is a 2018 study, so it's probably gotten worse since this. But 76% of, and this is CIOs, 76% of CIOs say it's impossible to manage performance, let alone an inventory, let alone, because inventory is data, hardware, and software, right? But the one that I highlighted is, that's our problem. We've got these unrealistic demands from management to continue to want to do more things. They see something somewhere and they want to install it. And next thing you know, you've got another fucking thing that you have to secure.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably part of the root. And so even backing up to, right where we talked about roles and responsibilities, really defining and tightening this up. Like, hey, CEO, here's, this is what I need from you. I can't do this. It's getting worse.
The assets are an interesting one. It's everybody's, what I think is an interesting part of this is everybody's forgotten the assets, because their assumption is when they put endpoint in, endpoint covers it all. I think that's again where we've muddied our own waters. We were trying to get asset. I mean, good grief, I remember doing asset discovery years ago. And then it was like, well, we'll pull it off of AD, because remember, AD is meant to have an asset of everything on its systems, or we'll pull it off of LDAP. Between AD and LDAP, we should be able to actually figure out MAC and all this kind of good stuff. Well, then we got BYOD, and everybody's like, well, we'll put an agent on there. And then we seem to have forgotten about it. It's for whatever reason, it got forgotten about, because I wonder if it was just too complicated with computers and laptops and iPads and phones and tablets and the microwave all being an asset that can be connected to a network. Maybe that is the 90 percentile rule. Maybe it is the fact that everybody's like, well, I'll just do endpoint because it'll get most of the things for me. And we're relying on that as the tell-all, which obviously it isn't. I mean, not even close to it.
No, especially when you do incident response, right? I mean, we all have been involved in enough incident responses, and I think right now our team we can't take on anymore. I mean, we're pushing people out a couple of days on incident response. It's like, if you want to work with our team, it's going to be a couple of days. Otherwise, maybe you want to go somewhere else. But that's one of the biggest challenges, right? Is you walk into an environment and you're walking in blind, right? I've never been here before. You might deploy some agents, something, to help you gather that inventory.
Yeah.
But you find out that as you're gathering that inventory, trying to figure out what you're working with, the client has no idea. Do you have any diagrams? Do you have any, what networks?
What is this box and what does it do?
all the time.
We did a pen test fairly recently, one of the last ones I did before I joined in with the crew. And they're like, oh, we didn't know we had that network.
Right.
All the time. My favorite story on this is I was working with a school and I found a network, and I'm like, what is this? And they're like, we don't know. So we chased and found out that it was the fire station. That it was the whole entirety of the fire station getting their internet and their network connectivity back to the county through the school, because it had the fiber connect, and so they just did a quick little point to point.
Holy.
And I'm like, you're protecting that, like you're protecting this. Those are different. I mean, you should protect all of it, but
right.
That's a VoIP 911 I see right there.
Well, here's an example. Like I'll use the target breach, because everybody, at least heard of that. In the target breach, they saw alerts. Mm-hmm. They saw lots and lots of alerts. And when we subpoenaed a lot of the information to see, like, what did you do with these alerts?
Yeah, it
was a lot of this communication back and forth. What system is this?
Yeah,
I don't know. Who owns it? I don't know. What does it do? I don't know. What's installed on it? I don't know. And it was all this like shit. And it's like, for days, while you're watching the attacker basically do his shit.
Well, at least they saw the alerts. We were breaking our way through a healthcare system a couple of years ago, And we did it the night. We did it quietly. We didn't get found. A little bit more noise. Still didn't get found. We're like, fuck it. Let's turn the volume up. We ended up we rang angry IP. I mean,
Angry IP was used in Target.
yeah, and it's nuts. And I mean, we rang the bell, and then we went to the security team and went, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "I was getting a bit noisy, so we just turned the alerting down." I'm like, every single one of you at this point in time needs to be fired. I mean, that was literally their response.
Well, but that's a side effect. They didn't have trust in their tool because maybe they weren't trained on it. Maybe it was crap. I don't know. Like, if you don't tune those things at the beginning, you wind up with a lot of noise, and then suppression becomes the behavior. And then
but you have trust in the tools when you know what the hell you have. You know what I mean? When you keep it simple enough that you can get your head around it and you understand your shit.
Yeah,
I trust my damn tools. When my tool's telling me something, I know exactly what that fucker's saying.
Right.
Yeah. And that's, okay, so here's a really good point. This will show the old fart mode. When I go messing around with networks, one of the tools I always take me is GFI scanner from like 10 years ago. Because it shows me SMB shares, it shows me the dollar, it shows me CD or whatever. It shows me all of this. It's quiet. It's kind of nice. It does I trust. It doesn't matter that there's 2,500 other freaking tools out there that can probably do it better, simpler, faster, easier-ish. I like the tool. I trusted it. I know the output. I know the input. I know what it's doing, and it's a good set of eyes for me. And to me, again, same thing. I keep the tool simple. I got Burp. I got a couple of other things on the system, and with all of those, I can pretty much get into almost anything I want to. I don't have to go in there. This is like, okay, perfect. This is like going tactical. If you ever do a shooting competition, it's amazing. You'll see, and I freaking love some of them because you'll see you'll see a bunch of folks turning up, nice guns, nice weaponry, but fairly plain. Then you see the Muppets that have gone tactical with the extra pick-me rails and the this and the bit of that and a few other things. And it's all color coordinated and it kind of looks pretty, and they're all sitting there and you're like, yeah, this is going to be, and you just sit back and you just stand back and you watch. And it's the same thing when you do maneuvers. You know the people that have gone through this shit before because they'll be able to jump up and down and they don't make a sound. Then you get the tactical one who's been out and bought new shit and he jumps up and down and jangles around like a fucking Christmas carol. It's too much of that, too much complexity, too much crazy shit going on, partly no fallback as well, which is the other part of the problem. But to me, it's just take that step back. We're chasing something that I would argue at the moment we just can't catch. So take the step back and go, what's the best I think I can do for the environment I'm in? Is it 75%, 80%, 90%? What is it? And if it's 90 percentile, then how many of my tools will give me that 90th percentile? What's the overlap? How do I kill the overlap? How many tools have I got that give me pretty much the same damn thing? Fucking pick one that you always go to as default and get the hell out of the rest of that stuff.
Well, there's that. There's the, limit your tool set. I would say a lot of organizations would benefit from focusing on critical assets. I think we have too many areas of focus and the crown jewels go unprotected while I'm worried about somebody's Chromebook, right?
But to your point, that you need to ask the question, or we need to help them understand what the hell the critical assets are. Let's be honest.
And for me, the simple definition is the absence of results in the loss of your business. You're not able to run your business, your school, or your government if that particular system is unavailable.
Yeah.
I can tell you the way we used to do it.
Unplug it and see who panicked.
Oh, yeah, no shit. It's one of the first.
Who's this belong to?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we don't know. We'll fucking unplug.
Oh, you'd find out too. About 5-10 minutes, somebody be hollering.
Yeah.
And if it goes a week without anybody calling,
then yeah. I worked at a place that
goes on that subnet.
We had one that ran in the rack. Nobody wanted to turn it off. Nobody knew what it did. It was there. It had come into existence before anybody was there. It had always been there. It was the oldest rack left in the data center because they had upgraded and there were all this nice new stuff. And then we get to this like crusty, dusty one. And I'm like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, Don't touch it.
Yeah.
It's got this, it had the sign taped on the inside of the door.
Just fucking brilliant.
Chip says Kali Linux is all you need in most cases. All you need is a phone.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. On a phone and
Seriously.
Yeah, but I know. So Chris, when you were saying 90%, were you saying 90% of all the assets? If I can account for 90% of them in my environment, then that should be good.
It's tough. So no, it's kind of like 90%. We will never be 100% secure. Let's be honest. And everybody's chasing that.
Okay. So you're saying secure, not assets.
Secure, not assets. Yeah, secure. Yeah. Oh yeah, assets is God only knows. If you can get to 90%, you're doing good in something.
Right.
Let's be honest. Like, yay. No, for me, it's secure. It's that. Where am I comfortable? It's the need to be, want to be, have to be getting yelled at. Where's that metric? Just find it quickly. And what's it going to take us to get us most of the way there? And most of it's going to be, all right, you don't need that. You don't need that. That's a piece of shit. Why on earth are you chasing, why did somebody sell you APT plus? Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, when you can't convince the CEO to change their password effectively, stop fucking chasing APTs.
Now, okay, so you're bringing up another thing. So what do you do when the CEO won't play by the rules?
If you can't get a CEO to play by the rules, to me, segment, separate, and put a safety net best as you possibly can. You can't change them, you segment them, you separate them, you document it, and then you put a safety net in place. So the worst they can do is harm themselves.
Yeah, and I always have them sign off. Sign the waiver yourself.
Yep. Risk acceptance form in one hand,
invoice
to solve problem in the other. You choose.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, it's a technique I've used. I've been successful with it. Here's your risk, because you do need that sign off, because that goes back to that accountability. And there's something magical in an analog human when they put pen to paper that gives them pause.
Well, and a lot of times they'll ask me when I've done that, why do I need to sign this? And I
Correct.
said, it's for accountability.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? Well, if something goes bad, they're going to ask me who authorized this.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
It was you.
And I'm fine with that. It's you're the business, right? You're the one who you accept risk. You make the risk decisions. I go with it whether I like it or not. If it goes against my advice, I'll document it. And if it goes against the rules, you're going to have to, sign off on the waiver, right? Because I didn't make the rules either. I suggested the rules. You signed off on the rules. We're playing by the rules. You don't want to play by the rules. That's fine. Sign off.
Yeah, but you signed to say you will be accountable for it. No, it makes sense. I like that. I like Ryan's approach as well, which is, to me, it's always been like, I'm just going to leave you my business card, because when you do get your asset, I'll see you again soon enough.
Right.
Well, and part of that is, it goes back to the culture piece, right? So how do we simplify? Well, I think we have to start to create a culture of simplified solutions. And I know we're all three working very hard on exactly that, right? Because people need another option. They don't need another tool. They need another option, another way to do this with less overhead, less bullshit, less, less, it's the old adage, less is more.
Yeah.
Right. And it's so.
To me, it is. It's especially in our industry. It's I don't know what brought me to the Colin Chapman thing, and it's actually it's interesting because that one is a double-edged sword. Somebody called me on it, rightly so, on the post, which is
I saw that.
Yeah, and they were. I can't argue with it. I cannot.
That was somebody that I think you sent to me at one point to. You made an introduction, right? That same guy.
I got a lot of love for him, and he's right.
I do too.
No problem. Yeah. And it's an interesting one because I can't argue it. The only thing I can say is that was the prevalence, it was all sport. It was all like, what can we do to make things go faster, longer, lighter? Ferrari, old man Ferrari he was doing it his way, add power. Lotus came along and basically stripped everything out, including some stuff, but that whole 60s and 70s era was, I mean, it was roadkill hell, honestly, on everybody was doing it. Chapman definitely didn't help, but that doesn't change the philosophy that his way of winning was to basically go anti-power.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because I as you were talking about that, the power thing triggered a thought, which is, as we came up in computing, there was that add horsepower, bigger, better, bigger, better, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that culture is embedded within the IT programs and the security programs, because I was always going for bigger, better, faster, right? More RAM. I mean, come on, you guys remember the days when I want to max it out.
Oh, fuck, turbo button.
Right? Oh, that was my favorite. Did that thing actually ever fucking do anything? I don't think it did a damn thing.
Make me feel better.
Yeah, it clicked and there was a beep. And a little red light came on.
Do you remember being able to get the math coprocessor? I remember, God forbid this is showing.
Right, but think about that for a second culturally.
Yeah.
If that's what our industry has been kind of built up on, is it any surprise then that now, when it comes to the tooling and all, it's always more. You know, and we've talked about this. I think it's down of tech, right? We've hit the accelerator pedal to the point of it's becoming very dangerous for us.
I think it's one up on that, man. It's society in general. I mean, consumers are buying shit all over the place. I mean, the average consumer, they even know how many things they have connected to their network.
Not a clue.
Right? And they just continue to buy more. It's the same people that are buying that shit at home as consumers that are working at places, right? So they take that same habits, those same behaviors, and they're business people, right? I need new features. I need new this. They see a competitor who's got this new thing, like, well, fuck, we need that thing. Why? Why do you need that thing? Well, because they got that thing. Well, that's not the reason why you need the thing.
Right.
You need the thing because it's the thing that's like right for your business, not because they got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it blows me away how much there's a lack of leaders leading companies. Right? What's the number one question you get when you give results of an assessment? The one I get all the time is, well, how do we rate against everybody else? And I'm like, well, or what is everybody else doing?
Right.
What kind of leader follows the herd?
You know, at that point, you literally want to ask, when you're stood up at the urinal, do you look over and check out the other guy just to see if he's bigger or smaller than you?
Hey, try this one time. I did this one time at a biker bar. I was in the bathroom and I didn't even look. And I go, hey, nice watch. You should have seen the look I got from that dude. I was a lot. If you're gonna do that, just make sure you're a lot bigger and a lot more. Yeah, that was fun.
You gotta be careful what bathrooms you do that in.
Oh my! Can you? Don't do shit.
Don't do that at the airport.
You just saw the look. I was like, "Hey, nice watch." He's like,
"That's awesome."
Yeah, I wasn't even looking at him.
Well, okay, so Evan, you bring up the point of, you know, wanting to compare ourselves against our peers. That's where I'm going to go analog human for a second. That is an inherent behavior. It is a naturally occurring biologic behavior that we all do. It's deeply ingrained in the old primal DNA. So yeah, we want that validation that I'm making a good decision. Unfortunately, that becomes a default setting, which results in the following of the herd versus independent decision making. Like, thanks for the input, thanks for the feedback. Now I'm going to analyze this. And we've talked about this before. Remember that whole metacognition, and not everybody has the ability to step outside of the thought and think about what they're thinking about. I think that plays a role when people are making these decisions, right? That's why they want to do what the next guy's doing. It's the old keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a lot about this on the podcast yesterday, to just the ability for people to not, I mean, people don't reason like they used to. They don't think things through. They don't understand the connections between things, right? And, you know, so instead of like me actually understanding, because if you understood shit, you wouldn't care what other people do. Right. I always have a saying, you know, and I use this at FR Secure and Security Studio when people want to compare us to another company. I've always had this belief that winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners.
Yep.
So if you want to be a loser, go find out what the winners are doing, right? If you want to be a winner, be the best you can be. And whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whatever your mission is, stay focused on that. And then who cares what the competition is doing? You know what I mean? Because you're already doing the best you can at what you're doing. So, you know, with security, I don't know, man, it's, you look at so many environments, like a big blue, right? Big Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're trying to implement this thing called adversary obstruction requirements, right? NSA came up with these adversary obstruction requirements, AOR, they call them. And, you know, which is everybody's got a crunchy shell GUI center, right? Because that's the lazy way to do security, right? Focus on the perimeter, screw everything else on the inside. And the reason why you screw everything else on the inside is because you don't understand.
Right.
You just keep plugging shit in, plug it in, shit in. Well, with adversary obstruction requirements, you assume that the adversary is already in your environment. What do you have in place to restrict their lateral movement? What do you have in place to restrict data exfiltration? All these things, right? And so we're trying to help them get there. I'm like, all right, what do we have? You know, do we have an inventory? No. Okay. How many networks do we have? A lot. Well, shit, this is gonna do. All right. So it took us like months to get just those things kind of figured out. And I'm like, all right, data flow diagrams. We got anything? They look at me like, what's a data flow diagram? And I'm like, well, you know, where the data goes, you know, here to there to everywhere. I mean, but we got to a point though, where we realized that it was so poorly constructed from the very beginning with just adding more shit, that it would be more cost effective for them to start over. You know, here's another, you know, some wisdom over the years, something that's insecure at the core will always be insecure.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking you've got this really shitty foundation of a security program and you're going to fix it with all these things on the periphery and think it's going to actually work, it'll never work. Yeah, there you go. Who made that?
I just did while we were talking.
Fantastic.
But the guy's looking over. You can't do that. That does make you creepy.
I'll find another image, I promise.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So I don't know, man, but it was easier to secure shit back in the day because things were simpler. And I think things operated just as well, if not better. Right. We had just as good of uptime. Right. Our resilience was just as good. We had failovers and things, but
so I think the magic moment when all that really started to shift was when we started to aggressively embrace the open source and third-party movement. So instead of building it ourselves, right? Remember, we had to always build everything ourselves. We wanted a mail feature, had to build that in. You wanted it to do this or that, you had to build it in. And then we started to software makers, the end consumer having no idea how many ingredients go into making up their product. I mean, you think of pick a popular online SaaS product, right? How many other people's code, other systems, other platforms does it take to keep that thing running? They just see an interface. They just, you know, they're going through the UI. Behind the scenes, I got 24 Linux servers, half a dozen Windows servers, some Azure, some AWS, some Google peppered in for fun, right? That I think is part of the problem. And we did that to meet our desire and demand to accelerate the development of technology. And you guys know this adage as well. If we made 100% secure software, we'd all still be waiting for Windows 95.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm actually good with it. Windows 95 wasn't bad. It kind of kicked ass, let's be honest.
But that's still a myth.
It was better than what the hell was it? Wasn't it was Windows, wasn't it? It was Windows 3.1. Was it
3.11 for network groups.
I cleaned, hey, for the record, my first ever paid gig was cleaning boot sector viruses off of Windows 3 machines. And at the end of like, however long the hell that was, it ended up being just shy of 42,000.
Sure.
Yeah. And then we migrated those sons of bitches to 95. Yeah.
And you started all over again.
Yeah. And my claim to fame back then, because I was telling like the Oscar, you guys know Oscar? Back
Yeah,
at
I know
Oscar?
I don't know if Chris has met him yet or not.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
Unfucking believable. I mean, this guy is crazy. And every time I hear him talk, I think barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that southern drawl, and I'm like, man, I'm hungry as hell right now, and I don't know why. And then I remember, oh, I'm talking to Oscar. That's son of a. But anyway, Oscar's making this transition, right? We all end up doing this at some point. Some of us don't, and that's okay. Where you stay in the tech world, like techie world, right? Or you decide to go to management. And when there's a transition that happens, there's two things that really suck about it, I think. And this is the wisdom I was sharing with Oscar, is he's deciding on what he wants to do, right? Because it's the difference between a player and a coach, right? Mm-hmm. I was a player, now I'm a coach. That's different. So two things. It was you end up not being one of the guys anymore, and that's hard, right? Because you had so much camaraderie over the years doing all this cool shit, and you don't get to do that like that anymore. They may fake you into thinking that you're one of the guys, but you're not one of the guys.
You're not one of the guys, yeah. And
then the second thing that was feeling comfortable with other people taking credit for your work. That shit happens all the time, and I love it. I didn't used to love it, right? At the beginning, I was like, hey, what the fuck? I made that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? But when you see one of the people that work for you take it and use it and treat it like their own, it's like, hell yeah, that's cool as hell.
Okay, that I totally get. I have zero problem with that. I do growl when somebody outside, like the inner circle, grabs something and uses it without shooting the message going, hey, do you mind?
Right.
Yeah, that's like, hey, come on, there are so many people. There are so many people who do shoot a message and say, hey, do you mind? I'm like, totally cool. Thank you for asking. I just found a better one. I just found a way better one.
Nice.
Put this one in. Sorry, this one's going in.
Where I was going with that too is, like, there was a day when I was pretty fucking good. You know what I mean? But then I got into management.
What do you mean? You still are.
Not like I used to be, though, man. When I used to be, I'd be like,
I'm calling bullshit right now. Intervention bullshit.
I guarantee you could download the latest toolkits, dust off the shoulders, and be back at it in 10 minutes.
Right.
True. All right, maybe. But here's my claim to fame back then. Everybody thought I was the coolest fucking kid on the block because I was the first one that had a copy of Windows 95 because I stole it off a Microsoft bulletin board server. And I can say that now because the statute of limitations is long gone. I don't think they're making any money on that anymore. But everybody thought it was so cool because I was running Windows 95 and everybody else was just reading about it. It was, but anyway, that's awesome. Reminiscing. I'm too old now.
All right, I got a better one.
Now I was forced to run fucking Windows 10, whatever the hell that last update was. I was like,
so that last update.
Oh,
there you
shit,
go.
No.
You want some extra licenses?
Oh my gosh. Did you just make that?
No, I found it on the internet. It's amazing what you find on the internet.
That's crazy shit, man.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's going on a sticker.
I feel like I need to go have a cigarette now. Man, I'm feeling dirty.
I needed this evening. These are so going on stickers. In fact, actually, this one's gone up on Twitter.
Well, speaking of stickers, we still have a shitload. We still have a shitload of those stickers left. We gotta
We
get rid of some.
gotta, yeah.
You know, they end up getting this kind of cool patina after a while. You know what I mean? They wear off like that.
Oh, nice. We need to just, you know what we honestly need to do is I put a post up on LinkedIn again and see if anybody wants them, and we'll just get them out to them.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I don't know how many I got left. I got a shitload of them left. Do you guys need any more?
That might have to be a LinkedIn post tomorrow. That might have.
Well, looks like you just did. You tweeted that shit right now.
Oh, it's a tweet. Oh yeah, but it might have to be on LinkedIn as well. That might have to go to LinkedIn. I might find a better way of explaining how to negotiate with vendors.
See, I always monitor all my friends. I know when you guys are posting shit all the time. You got to keep an eye on you guys. I never know. Like, did you see what the fuck Chris posted? I'm like, yeah, I did.
Gotta have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Rachel needs more of them. All right, we can do that. Yeah, I think we've both, I think between the pair of us, we got a bunch. Let's get we'll get a sticker. We'll do a sticker because I've got a bunch, and I need to make this.
Yeah.
I've got a list of. I think we even put it down there. I've got the list of stickers that I need to make. I just need to take some time, take a step back, and make the darn things. Get like a couple of hundred printed, and then we'll do another like a sticker delivery thing. We'll figure something out.
Right. Oh, hey, real quick too, since I got you guys, I haven't forgotten, and I am still working on the Gray Matter Society shit. It's still coming. The hell is Cybercrime Support Network?
Ooh.
Ryan, you know.
Yep.
Her name is escaping me for some reason.
Joan.
I did run it back past her. I know we were going to talk about who else to invite as being part of the founding members group because we didn't want to have any more white males.
Correct.
And so she's not a white male. So I did sort of float it. I'm like, hey, give this some thought because she already runs a nonprofit. She's in that kind of world. She's got a huge background in history with CIS. So I think we can pull a lot of strings, over there with, so I did sort of invite her, but I didn't formally. I want, everything I'm going to run through you guys first.
I love the idea.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Raul's got a new laptop in his bear and needs stickers. Raul, just poke one of us on direct message on Twitter or LinkedIn. We will send you enough stickers to cover the darn thing, front, back, side, upside down, and lay the darn things, for goodness sakes.
I don't know where I put mine. I got like 900.
I was going to say, you got a case of them.
Mine is sitting in the drawer there, and like my stickers are, my stickers are here, and my patches, some of the spare patches, but my stickers, there's like a whole box of stickers, but I got extra patches. Do you guys have got the? This is the damn thing. You've got the.
I
have Evan's.
You have.
You have mine.
Yeah, I have yours.
All right,
okay.
Evan, you need one of those. Did I give either of you one of those ones?
Yeah.
All right.
I got that one.
Yep.
I should pick you. There's tons and tons of patches. Well, I like that. Tons and tons of patches and stickers.
Kristen, I misspoke. Kristen. Joan is who I've been interfacing with. She's Kristen's right hand.
I don't think Joan is there anymore.
Oh.
So I've been fucking around with these guys for a little while now, for the last time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We have to have this conversation, not online, but that's
yeah, for sure. Well, we're supposed to get together, maybe possibly to do a live shit show. I've heard rumors, maybe possibly. And if that date doesn't work, then we'll do it a different date. I mean,
yeah,
dude, I would love to ride. I mean, shit, I'm always looking for an excuse to ride. I'll ride out to Denver.
Go out to Colorado.
You guys know
live at Chris's house.
You guys know I've got the explosives license and I dive and shit like that, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, sometimes I get to put it together and I get to help out some other folks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is one that we have to get this one made up and like out to people in a sticker format. I love that one. Yeah, that one's a good one. Yeah, so those are OSS is in here. Oh, these are the other crazy bunch of just fucking window looking lunatics.
Is Gurkhan Is Gurkhan going to be here in Minneapolis this year?
Gurkhan?
No, Burkon.
Oh no, Gurkhan.
Gurkhan.
I was thinking Burkhan. Sorry.
Yeah, Gurkon's up in Grand Rapids. That is currently scheduled to be on because I don't know if it's announced, and if it isn't announced, people can't tell anybody else than's here. Eddie Mize and I are doing the keynote. I got asked again, and I'm like, I'm not doing it on my own. So Eddie Mize and I are going to Eddie and I are doing the keynote for it. So we're gonna. I mean, you know that some stupid fuckery is going to happen.
Love it.
I mean, the last time he and I were on stage together, we managed to actually, we promised everybody, and then we did it like the year later. We ended up getting the Mars rover to play God Save the Queen by Freddie Mercury. So there's another Mars rover, and I mean that's got to be fair game. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll got to do something stupid.
You have a Mars rover? Are we building one?
No, there's one out there already. There's
No, just remote controlling it. Just remote controlling it.
I don't think this one's playing songs. I think I really wouldn't mind getting it to do to do donuts.
Chris, if you're going to do anything, you got to make it draw a giant penis in the face of Mars. I mean, come on. You know, one big enough to be seen from space.
That'd be cool. Do it in like foam.
I know how mission packs are built on the software side of it, so I don't know how. Yeah, all right. I'm okay. We might have to plan this one.
NASA, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't. So I'm not on the advisory because I'm now working for the Signet folks. Ativo kicked me off of their advisory team because Signet are doing. Signet obviously have like elements of deception. Again, back to that 90% rule. They're not going to build an entire fucking engine out, but at least put something on there. And so Ativo were like, "Well, sorry, your ass is out of here." And also because TiVo's decided it isn't just going to go do deception, it's going to actually try and be like endpoint-ish and all sorts of other things, and they're actually getting into Active Directory. And obviously I'm hanging out with the Sempris crew, and what do? One thing, Active Directory only. And so, yeah, TiVo basically said, as nice as they possibly could, fuck off. So kind of sucks, but it does give me the freedom now to, because Tony was part of like the NASA thing, so I had to be a little bit careful, but gloves are off. Ha! Voyager, you're fucked.
That's right. I love it. Well, I mean, that's the thing, man. I mean, nobody stays in their lanes in this industry. Everybody thinks, like.
Well, I want the whole market share problem. I don't want to be niche and good. Evan, this is a prime example of how we're doing it different. So Security Studio doesn't try to be what we're not. We do what we do incredibly well, and we are not competitive to anyone. We're unique in that regard. We're complementary. We fill a gap that nobody else is filling, and we do it in a way that leaves you better off for having met us.
Right.
Not just security-wise either. We're actually some fun people to work with.
The human. Exactly.
But, it's... I tell you.
Oh God, did you see from Tim? Curiosity speed is 0.08. That is going to take a long ass time to draw a penis from space. I'm just going to point that out.
So maybe make it slightly smaller.
You're definitely going to have to program that shit.
It'll be a stumpy one.
Hello. Yeah, could you imagine that, Mr. Roberts? We'd like to have a conversation as to where you would draw penises all over the surface of Mars.
You get charged with graffiti.
See, now we're all doing like researchy shit right now.
Yeah, I'm trying
to. You know what you do? Make it say, I'm a hacker.
Oh, God, that would be, could you imagine? I mean, yeah, that would be fun.
Well, that would just feed into their misconceptions of what a hacker is.
Yeah, unfortunately. We could blame
but it's named Curiosity. So I think it's fitting. It's named Curiosity.
Yeah.
What is a hacker? Curiosity.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
See if it stands up in court, man. I'm cool.
No thanks.
I don't want to. EFF has done a lot for me. I don't need to piss him off anymore.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of jail. Tried it, didn't like it, ain't looking to go back.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't need.
I'll do that when I live in a country without extradition.
I'm with you on that one. I'm actually with you because I'm not important enough that they're going to fly a helicopter in to bonk me on the head. Let's be perfectly honest. I'll just be like, it's a pain in the ass again.
Yeah, just as long as you don't piss them off enough to do extra rendition, right? They may have no extradition, but if they really want you, there's that extra rendition.
Extra rendition, yeah. They're not on that.
Back in the day when you know, because I think if you've been around long enough, you've been hacked yourself, right? I mean,
Who hasn't?
Numerous times, and I remember
Find me somebody who hasn't.
I remember the first time. It was 1990 something. I was at Jask Software. We made Paint Shop Pro, and we were cool, man. We had the coolest, latest shit. It was like fucking awesome. But one of the things we were doing was we were clustering SQL 6.5 servers, and back in the day, no, you couldn't. It wasn't supported, but we were.
Nice.
And we got hacked through a SQL injection attack, and at the time, honestly, I didn't even know what the fuck a SQL injection attack was. We were storing all the credit card information, like millions of credit card records in clear text in the database. Again, just didn't even think about it. I mean, it was a different time back then.
Yeah.
And some Romanian dude came and hacked us through a SQL injection attack and defaced our website, and then sent me instructions, on this is how I did it, and this is how you can close it. It was just like, fuck, those were beautiful days. Because we always did that.
Oh, you mean
it was such a community.
Yeah.
And you didn't try to prosecute them? You didn't throw them under the bus and try to hold them?
No. I sent him a free copy. I sent him a free copy of Paint Shop Pro, and I gave him access to our download servers, because back then we would purposely, and now we wouldn't tell management this, but we would leave our download servers. What you had for distributed downloads was a colo somewhere, right, in Texas, which was actually a basement of some kid with a wooden racks, and he had a surface in there. You know what I mean? And so we had these all over the country, and we purposely left them sort of insecure. And the reason why we did is because attackers would store their wares there. So we would go and get all the newest, latest movies, all the newest, latest music, everything. And we'd just be like, yeah, baby, keep putting that shit up there. You know what I mean? Because nobody was prosecuting back then either. So, so not only did I give him a free copy of Paint Shop Pro, I also gave him access to our legalware servers, I guess. So he was very appreciative of that. And I said, keep hacking us, man.
You had your own private news group.
Big old difference, isn't it, these days? Big old difference. I'm a good friend of mine's found a whole bunch of stuff, knocked on the door of the company got pissed, and then chasing after it. Well, there was the one in the UK that ended up on Twitter, the one in the kid in the UK. Knocked on the door and said, hey, you got problems, and now he's had the lawyer up. He put a GoFundMe up a couple of weeks ago. Hang on, whose 40th birthday? Oh,
ours.
No way. Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
It's our 40th episode.
Damn, that's pretty awesome.
Shout out to Steve for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah,
Steve?
that's really
Steve?
Cool. Mr. Marsden.
Our Steve?
Our Steve.
Is he here?
He's watching live.
Uh-oh.
Hi,
Well, why
Steve.
isn't he on the damn channel? Or was he watching live anonymously? Did you teach him well?
No idea.
Bless.
That's cool. We should do something special for our 50th.
I like
I don't
that
know.
idea. Yeah, I don't know what, but we should probably figure something out.
Plan our asses off to do that in person. Find a way to make that work. We
What's
got the
that?
calendar in front of us.
10 weeks away, isn't it?
So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'd be May 27th.
Yep.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on May 27th. I don't know what's going on this weekend, man.
Well, I know at the very least we won't have any. We should be out of the snow season. I think the last snow, April typically is like last April, early May is last snow. So I know we shouldn't hit any snow. and it's probably easier for me to come up to your neck of the woods. And if I get a chance that
You should meet halfway. What's like
I'll come up
halfway?
to your neck of the woods. Are you kidding me? I'll take the bloody Mercedes. I'm about to. They've released a new upgrade for the Mercedes.
I sort of like going halfway though, because if we destroy the town, we get to leave.
I got 1,000 horsepower, and I don't know what to do with it. Let me drive.
Colin show.
1,047 horsepower is the next upgrade for the Mercedes. Where it is now, it's life hacking for the 50th. Let's not do that. I already.
It's funny. Shmoo said lockdown Windows 95. There was no such thing. Yeah, no, there was no locking down Windows 95.
C dollar sign, baby. C dollar sign.
Yeah.
All day. Yeah.
I'm in.
Oh my gosh, that was easy. Hack curiosity for the 50th. You know, there is something for that. No, we got to save that. I need that's got to be Eddie and I trying to do something stupid on stage. Bandwidth.
So
Tim, you're in Florida. I don't want to be down. That's like the opposite directory.
So Tim, I will be in Florida next week. I'll be in the northern part.
Where's he? I thought he was all the way down south with the alligators.
He's in Indian Town.
BFE.
Indian Town.
I'll
Like
be
3
in
hours.
Alabama South.
Yeah, agreed. Angry intern. I am already on enough lists, believe me. Yeah, I don't need to be on too many more. Did I tell you guys I got yelled at by ATF, which is going to be interesting with the explosives license?
Yeah.
Well, I knew they gave you a letter, but I thought you got that straightened out.
Well, we got another letter.
Oh.
Go with the first letter. Yeah. Apparently they stopped more stuff at the border.
Yeah.
Are you not declaring your forms correctly? Does it look too much like an oil can?
Yeah, it's oil cans and other things again. It's because you
can't ship that shit in the same box. You have to have the other things in a separate box.
Boxes. We got some of it for the
separate shipment.
We did it. We shipped a bunch of it in separate shipments and all different sizes of oil cans so that we can very effectively understand the filtration processes between the John Deere Model A's, Model B's, hit and miss engines, and other things. I mean, we know what we're doing on that one, but unfortunately, apparently, according to the ATF, I mean, they've stopped a whole bunch of small arms, all sorts of unlike actually a bunch of Muppets. It's we using that shit for freaking all good fun.
You didn't pay your tax stamp for this.
Apparently, something or other. They're all uppity about it. So who the hell knows? That and I think my TSA pre got nailed or something as well. So I'm not sure if that's just a follow-on or what the hell it is. Who knows?
So like halfway between us and you is like northern Nebraska.
Okay, no, I'm going to veto that idea.
There's
nothing in northern Nebraska.
Yes, there is. Jesse's farm is in northern.
Why?
Is it?
Jesse's farm is in northern. He's got.
There's all kinds of cool shit in northern Nebraska.
Several thousand acres and a quarry. And by the way, there's probably one of the best places I've ever had there for a steak, like a steak. Like the proper steaks you get at the really expensive restaurants. You pay
the good ones.
Yeah, it was one of those. I think we paid like $10 for this thing, and it was just.
All right, you sold me. You sold me with quarries and things that can be done in quarries and meat. I think that.
So here's what I'm thinking, man.
Can we stop by and see Buffett? Like we should go visit Buffett.
Jimmy?
I'm up for that.
Oh, Warren.
Can you bring a wireless antenna with us?
No, Warren sucks.
I don't care, but he's got money and I've got a wireless antenna.
Just saying.
So does Jimmy Buffett. At least we'll have some good music while we're there.
Yeah, that's fair. But Warren's got more. And
he doesn't have quite as much money, but how much do you need? You only need like 800 some odd thousand or some shit.
I need 800,000 to get that sorted out. I need about 1.5 million for an F40. And for every amount of money that I spend on something, I want to donate an equal amount. So that 1.5 million for the F40 is actually going to cost me 3 million because $1.5 million needs to be donated to offset it. End of discussion on that one.
All right, so you need about 4 million.
Yeah, but the problem is with the F40, and then you're like, well, there's this really cool one, the 288 GTO. So if I got the 280, and then there's that Lotus bike that I found.
Chris, just how much do you need, man?
I got everything I need. Let's be perfectly honest. The need and want thing. I've got everything I need.
Yeah. Yes, but if you give me all the monies, I'll just give it away.
No, I'll give half away. And then we
It's
build
funny.
a crazy ass garage, and we bring everybody from our world into it, and we let them experience the stuff. We build a garage, we have a racetrack, and everybody who's like,
I
"Oh my
like
god,
where
I
your head's
need my
going.
40," is like, "Get your ass along. Donate $100 to ILF. You can go race the F40." End of discussion.
It's funny, right? You know, because our executive leadership team at FR Secure, one of the members asked me, you know, we were talking about their compensation plan for the next 5 years, and they asked me, well, what about you? And I'm like, fuck, I'm a shitty investment.
Yep.
Don't give me any more money. You know, it's going to get pissed away. It's not going to go towards the mission. I'm going to buy another bike, do something stupid. Forget about it.
I got myself a watch when I started a new job. I got paid, which is very, very nice of them. Apparently, I hadn't pissed them off. So that's nice. And I did treat myself to a watch I've been eyeing up for quite some time. So I got a Grand Seiko. I got myself one of the Spring Drive Grand Seikos. It was a used one. So, you know, I'm playing sensible on that one. And it's the GMT. So what I love about it is I've got it set obviously for this time zone, but the 24-hour clock is set for Israel. So I know, you know, I glance at the clock in a moment and I know what time it is in that neck of the woods. So, and I love the watch because it squeaks. It's the Spring Drive is like, it's the best parts of both the what we typically call a manual or automatic, and the best parts of the quartz. They're freaking amazing, like famous, absolutely amazing.
That's cool, man.
And I just,
So I'm thinking we meet somewhere around Spencer, Nebraska.
Can we just meet in Fargo? Just what's in Fargo? Remember, everywhere.
Fargo. Fuck, that's past us, man.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Hang on. I got to bring up a map. Where are you guys? You're like right in the middle of.
Actually, it's not really past us, but
We're almost Wisconsin.
You
Yeah.
definitely missed shot on that one.
All right, let's have a look. What do we got? Oh shit! I don't need to zoom out that far.
Yeah, you're up and to the left if you went to Fargo.
Oh, you're right. I am on it. Well, hang on. Where's? Oh, if you're almost in Wisconsin,
You just drive a line from Denver to Minneapolis, and you'll hit us.
what's in
We're-
Sioux Falls? I think I've been to Sioux Falls.
Oh,
Sioux
yeah.
City. Sioux Falls, Sioux City.
I can ride my bike there easy in
Yeah.
a few
Well, if you
hours.
ride the bike, I mean, that's shit. That's easy. I can. Good gods, I can blast.
Well, and here's what I was thinking, man. If we're gonna do this, I'll hook up the RV, bring my wife. Ryan, you can come with us. You and your
You're
wife.
just
come with
rubbing
us.
it in now, aren't you? You just want to rub it in because you know my RV spend 100.
Because he's the only one that's got one that works well. You got a shit box. I got an older shit box.
Yeah.
Evan's camper is very nice. It's not over the top, but it's a very nice camper.
And it works. I mean,
And it works. It
works.
does.
It's
It's
deep
the
mode
wheels. The
allowance.
wheels turn. They don't make noises.
It
The
works.
sides
It doesn't
open
leak.
and close without crunching.
Yep. And it works. We'll just go with it works. Yeah.
There's
mine
no
doesn't work.
fluids for it to lose.
No.
I still feel bad for yours. It just went bleh.
I'm debating seriously encasing the entirety of the underbody of the transmission and everything in about 8.5 inches of silicone.
It's not a
Just
bad
call it
idea.
done. Yep.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, you might as well. It's just done. Yeah, it's just done. It's good until it isn't at that point.
So Dale, because we can meet up with Dale somewhere here too. Because Dale.
Oh shit!
is
Yeah,
saying-
Dale's up in that neck of the woods, isn't he? Oh my god, we need to meet up with
Right.
him.
Yeah. So I'm saying if we do if you draw a line from us to you, that's about Spencer, Nebraska. I have no idea where Valentine is. I haven't looked that up yet. But if we do that somewhere and we can either, did I freeze?
No,
No,
you're
you're
good.
good.
Okay. Because I have shit
Where the
internet.
hell's Spencer, Nebraska? Hang on, what are you saying, Spencer?
Because here's the deal, Ryan. If you want to rent an RV instead of
Those
go
things-
with me,
Crazy expensive.
Yeah, but at least when it breaks, it's not your problem.
but
That's true.
that's not what I asked. I asked if you want to rent one.
What he's trying to say is he's probably got you covered.
Well-
I picked up what
well,
he's
here's-
laying down. I love this man. But here's the deal.
Yeah,
I got no
I know.
problem getting to Nebraska one way or another. I
Come
might
with
show
me.
up on Camelback, but I'll get there.
Come with me, man. We got the F-250, plenty of room in the back. We can load up shit. It's the RV sleeps 10. Chris, if you can get there, it's kind of a weird sleeping tent. So I don't know if you'd feel comfortable sleeping with us the way you'd have to make it fit, but you're more than welcome.
Find somewhere that's got a decent hotel, or I'll bring the Mercedes. Do you know how much space in the back of a Mercedes wagon?
It's very spacious.
Yeah.
It can fit a Milo.
Yeah, and a Daisy, and possibly an Otis at this point, although probably not all three of them.
Because seriously, Ryan, you can rent I think you can rent an RV for maybe 125, 130 bucks a night, maybe. 100. No. And I figured if we leave like Thursday at noon, head down there, set up camp, stay the weekend.
Do the show live from the campground.
I think it would be awesome. Live from the camper would be absolutely freaking awesome.
I think that's a great idea. I like where this is headed.
Yeah, I think actually Valentine's not far. It's basically, it's not too far from where you were talking about. It's basically west. So I just realized my camera's still in reverse. I'm honestly, it sounds like it might be easier. I would almost say, why don't we?
So we're thinking May 27th.
I'd almost say do Sioux Falls, Sioux City, and the only reason I say that is it's a straight shot for you guys down on the cross, and for me, I can.
But is Dale gonna make it?
I don't know, Dale. You want to come meet up? You know what I mean. Hell, anybody that wants to come join, come hang out.
Oh yeah, I'll buy beer. I don't drink beer, but I'll buy it.
I'll bring whiskey. I'll bring one of the cases with me.
There you go.
That'd be fun. Actually, that would be. God damn it, that needs to happen.
It is happening. We're doing it.
Gosh darn it, that needs to happen.
Guys, shit show con, campground style. Whoever wants to come, you know where we're going to be and when we're going to be there.
Yeah.
Work it out.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Hillbilly Hit Squad?
Oh hell yeah! It's oh my god! It's like it's under 400 miles. I can do that in like 4.5 hours for crying out loud.
I like that.
All right. So the 27th, is everybody confirmed on that? Is that date gonna work?
I'm popping a calendar right now. Hold on.
Hang on, when are we planning on doing this?
27th
of May.
May.
Let me just make sure I'm not meant to be anywhere. Please hold for uno. Let me go to Trello.
Either that or June 3rd.
June 3rd. 20 May, October, July, June, May 20th. Ooh, interface in Hawaii, but I've got to be virtual.
Well, you can do that from a campground. Drive out
I can
early.
do that from wherever I want. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I'm up for it. Screw it. May 20 something.
May 20th.
Right. So I'll figure out the details. I'll send whatever the fuck we're doing, and wherever we're gonna be. Because I'll find a campground. I'll do some searching. Marlis likes to be picky on that stuff, and I think Amy does too, doesn't she, Ryan?
Amy, picky? What?
I love the idea.
What you talking about, Willis?
You take the 10 grand. I'll bring. I'll set up.
Well, and truly, Chris, are you gonna bring somebody with you?
I don't know. We'll see. I probably can't bring Jen with me because she'll be so busy and everything. We'll see. Let's see. If I can, great. I'd love to. I think it'd be fantastic. It's just let me see. We'll go from there. I won't have the Rugrat. Well, maybe she'll be off school. I have no clue when she's done with school. So maybe, but if not, it'll just be me on my own and a bunch of whiskey.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'd love it either way, man. I'd love to meet.
I think it would be absolutely
love to meet more members of your clan and.
Yeah, if I can bring Jen, I will. If I do that, it might only be like it would take us like half a day to get up there, stay there, do the shit show, maybe hang out for a day, and then probably head back just because of the horses. It's purely because of the horses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and let's go with the 27th. But
yeah.
if Jen can't do the 27th, but she can do the 3rd, let's just defer it to the 3rd.
Yeah.
Too. I
totally.
mean, let's be flexible. Because
Yeah.
I'm flexible. My wife doesn't even know I'm scheduling this right now.
I mean, it's an easy drive, 76,
right.
80.
Same as me. But it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, my wife, she'll find out tomorrow. Go, what the fuck did you get us into now? She's so used to it. You should have heard her on the Daily Insanity check-in like a couple days ago. I don't know what the hell she was saying, but it was I guess I'm random.
Oh, Sioux City is
You
further.
random?
Okay, Sioux City is like an extra couple of 100 miles. All right, we'll figure it out.
So Chip wants a t-shirt. If you want a want a shit show t-shirt, there's shit show
Yeah.
t-shirts for sale. Where the hell are those? I got one on, sons of bitches.
You're wearing yours, yeah. I got they're
See
on.
this shirt? Check this one for the audience.
That's awesome. I love that one. Here we go. I'm putting the I'm putting the link up. Links up, Teesprings.
Yeah, and then here's the,
There we go. I like that one. That's a nice one.
and then on the back, maybe you can see it.
I fucking love that logo. I'm so glad we did that.
That was a ton of fun.
And it's comfortable as hell, man. And in Minnesota, having the long sleeve, it's nice.
Oh yeah, there's like an underneath and stuff. Yeah, well, and I would imagine because of mosquitoes and stuff in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Well, and I'm fat, so mosquitoes don't like me too much.
I'm losing. I'm down like almost 20 pounds since I started Fat Not Fluffy like 7 or 8 weeks ago now. So working on it.
I went into the office today, and I don't know if they were giving me shit or if they actually meant it. They're like, dude, have you been working out? And I'm like, do you remember who the fuck I am?
Yeah, I've been exercising my bacon. Bacon.
I want a different color for that long sleeve shirt. I'm gonna have to talk to Jen. I want a different color for the long sleeve one. I'm gonna talk with Jen, see if we can figure that one out. All right.
Yeah, and I'll order some more.
And we need some stickers of that logo too.
All right, it's on the
Just
plan.
saying, just saying.
Right.
But see, we get all this figured out now. We got what, 10 weeks to get our shit together, and then and so anybody that shows up, right, we'll have some swag for you. We'll have
That's true. Yeah, I like that.
yeah, it'll be a good time.
We'll have sticker packs and shirts and stuff like
It's
that.
always a good time.
That'd be fun. And whiskey.
And I've been camping with Evan before. It is fun. It is random.
Fuck yeah, it is. We went hunting for Sasquatch, bro.
We did go Yep, we went Sasquatch hunting. We also rummaged through a couple of antique stores. That was a blast.
Oh, I love antique stores. I'm the.
Oh, we'll have fun.
You know what's all around that neck of the woods though is all the missile silos around there. We have to go play. I'll bring the lockpicks. End of discussion. We're going playing. I love splunking in those things. They are so much
Those
fun.
are those the Nike ones? The Nike silos?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of
Nice.
stuff around there.
We have some of those up. We have some of those up here too that I've been through.
What was
Well,
the,
and
what's the link in there, you numpty? John, it's in there, like,
order your
on the
realistic
button.
latex mask now.
Hmm?
Or make sure to order your realistic latex mask now. You got 10 weeks. If we're gonna go poking around in some shit, let's at least minimize.
I'm going as is. Because all that happens is I get a phone call going, "The fuck were you doing, Roberts?" And you're having some fun. Eddie and I got it. We were dicking around up in Idaho Falls. We had a conference up there. This is a couple of years ago, and landed in Idaho Falls it was a B-sides or something. We landed up there, and Eddie and I are talking at the conference. I deliberately rent an off-road vehicle because if you go out of Idaho Falls and you head west on Idaho Falls, there's a whole bunch of really, really interesting nuclear stuff out there, all the testing and shenanigans and stuff. So we went off-roading, and in my bathroom are one of the signs from somewhere within that facility, and Eddie's got some stuff, and we had a ton of fun. Following morning, guess who gets a phone call? All zeros. What the fuck were you doing out there, you numpty? Well, just exploring, sightseeing tours. He's like, you're a pain in the ass. We need the signs back. Much fun. Much fun was had. We tried the same shit at the down in Salt Lake. If you go down south of Salt Lake, we were doing some stuff with the guard down there at the Camp Williams or wherever it is. Well, right opposite that is where they've been building that new the NSA data center that's been having power problems. Did the same thing, went riding, borrowed a couple of signs, had to give those ones back at the airport, all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, I love them.
I giggle inside like a 13-year-old every time somebody says Idaho.
Yeah, I so much.
I'm such a juvenile.
No, it's got to be done.
Kevin lives in Idaho, and every time he says Idaho, I'm like, Kevin, where do you live again? Idaho. Say it again. Idaho. Ah!
You don't give him the quintessential response when he says Idaho.
I go,
You
yes,
look
you
and
are.
say, Ida Pimp.
Bill.
Hang on, who
I
said
gotta
they
pee.
needed
I
a
gotta pee
lift?
real quick. Talk some more. I'll be right back.
Yeah, who said they needed a lift with it? Oh, there we go, John. And there's somebody doing a whole lot of needs this. Yeah, totally. Somebody said they might need a lift from Denver out that neck of the woods. If I don't have Jen with me and I'm riding solo, I'll have at least one spare seat. So yeah, no two ways about it. As long as they don't mind me driving quickly. And
This will be a hoot, man. I'm excited for this. This is going to be.
This is good. I love the idea of doing this for the 50th. I think it'll be well needed. Let's put it that way. I think it's
Right.
It'll be freaking awesome.
Well, it'll be the first time that the three of us have been together as the group.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
we've been together in the same rooms before.
Yeah.
But this will be the first time that we're actually together as the group. So that'll be really cool.
I think that'll be fantastic. I think it would be absolutely fun. You know who we should probably kick around and see if Eddie wants to come along as well. Eddie Myers gives me a call. He's in a restaurant somewhere in the middle of Montana, for crying out loud. Apparently he's sitting down with a bunch of hackers, and I was getting shit apparently about like planes flying sideways and stuff. And he's like, I'm just gonna give Chris a call, and somebody called bullshit on him. Well, Eddie and I are brothers. I mean, it's as simple as that. And so he calls me up. I didn't answer, but I saw him come in, so I hit it. And he's like, "Oh, thank God you just saved me." He's like, "Yeah, they didn't believe." I'm like, "You bunch of fucking numpties." And so we had fun with that one. So yeah, total amount of fun. Where is it going to be? We don't know exactly. We know it's going to be somewhere in Nebraska.
That seems to be the general consensus.
John, don't you dare pitch in gas money. And it's petrol, by the way. It's not gas, for crying out loud.
Damn colonials.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's petroleum.
It's gasoline.
Yeah. No, John, you can buy the snacks. Simple as that. We'll go with that one. And I'm still going to be watching my weight, so there'll be good snacks, which means we're screwed.
Good snacks taste bad.
I know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I love the idea of doing this. I think it'll be fun. It'll be nice just to get the oh God, hey, if the weather's good, I'll bring the boss.
I like it. I like what you're saying.
If the weather's good.
Well, you know why, when you gave me the choice, why I didn't drive it, right?
No.
Stick in the mountains. I'm not going to eat up your clutch. I'm not bringing back, because I knew I wanted to drive it, but I was like, I'm going to burn this dude's clutch up and bring it back all burnt up and funky.
Clutches can be replaced. I don't care.
That, and I had my wife as a passenger, and so she would not have appreciated some of the more aggressive nature of a stick.
So actually it's better now. It's more because we've done a bunch of stuff since you last got to play with it. We springs have all been changed out, suspension settled down. We got rid of we changed out all the bump stops, panhandle bars being changed out, whole bunch of stuff, trailing arms, a bunch of stuff, lower arms. So from a suspension standpoint, when you put your foot down now, it doesn't bunny hop or any stupidity.
Oh, it just
goes.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
laser 11s is, and just it's gone. Yeah, the boss would be fun, and I actually might, by that point in time, the boss might be there might be a pair of turbos on that thing as well, so that thing might be sticking. It's around about, what is it, 450, 500 now, so that thing might be kicking around about 700 or 800 by that point.
Dude, that'll be well, and we'll be so 80 is really good for that, obviously, especially out in that part. I'm looking at Kearney because I stayed at an RV park during my great adventure to Chris, and that was the one when I that was the RV park where I discovered I didn't have a sewage hose. After driving for far too long with it needing to be dumped.
Yeah. Oh no. How do you spell?
But the RV park was decent.
That'd be good.
It wasn't the fanciest thing in the world, but it was right off the highway, so it was really accessible, easy to get to.
It'd be nice to find a good one. It'd be nice to find like a civilized. It sounds like it's like with Evan. It's like I want the civilized side. It's like, I want to be. I say, sir, would you like us to park your RV for you, sir? Well, wonderful. If sir would like to meet us at the barn, that'd be wonderful. That's the kind of RP, that's.
Yeah, I'm not like that. My wife is.
Yes.
She is high maintenance, man. I don't need anything. I don't need nothing, man. Bacon. Give me bacon.
I'm spoiled. The Mercedes is spoiled me. I say so. We'll take a car from here. If Sir would like to wait in the lounge with the espresso machine and the snacks and the waters. I gotta be honest. I've gotten.
Oh yeah, Dan Ovick can come.
He says
he's in. Dan's in Minnesota. He can come. Yeah, come.
Dale,
I'll tell you what.
Kearney. Thank you, Dale, for saying Kearney. Kearney.
Is that where we're going?
I don't know.
Well, I was looking at a map, and I was telling Chris while you were gone away that I had stayed at an RV park there. I don't think it'll necessarily meet Marlis's. Well, no, it might meet her standards. It was clean. It wasn't dirty. You know, it was well kept. They had good spots to park, but
Marlis
it was definitely an RV park next to a freeway.
She's tough, dude. Now, here's the thing with. I don't know, man. You know I'm weird, right?
You weird? Yeah. No. This is what the three of us is what normal looks like. Remember that.
So my wife allows me to call her bitch, and she likes when I call her bitch.
That's not weird.
I know it's a little weird.
If I did that to Jen, she'd kill me. I'll just be honest on that. I would have the dog set on me, but again.
So it's there's a thing behind that, right? It was like the second date we had 20 some odd years ago. And I was talking about a guy who worked for me. I'm like, this is James. He does all my bitch work. He's my bitch. Right. And it was a joke, right? We had that kind of relationship. So it was funny. Haha. She goes, but I thought I was your bitch. I'm like, well, from now on, you are my bitch. So
I think Jesse's place is up near like Ericsson. I think this is like up near Ericsson. I'd have to go. I'll find that tomorrow. And actually,
the reason why I'm
he
saying
might
that,
come out as well. Sorry, go on.
The reason why I'm saying that is you might occasionally hear me say, my bitch likes nice stuff, and you might get offended. You might be like, what? How could you call your wife that? She likes it. It's a thing. It's okay. Don't get offended.
No, I'm good.
Don't judge me.
Nope. You're in good shape.
I'm really sensitive, and when people just hurts my feelings.
You're in good shape.
Okay, good.
We might go to Alabama. Actually, Jesse and Swede were planning on going to Alabama and collecting pink slips. They were going to take one of the silly cars with them.
All right. So Fort Kearney State Recreation Area. So this is the thing with Marlis. It's got to have nice bathrooms. It's got to have full hookups, right? Because we have this.
Yep.
There's got to be a Starbucks within, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes.
I'm checking now. Give me a second.
So the RV park off the freeway meets all of those requirements.
All right, then I think we're okay.
Kearney's got 3 Starbucks as well. And Kearney's got a regional airport. If it gets really bad, we can always just fly in and out. Actually, David come meet us. Well, we'll figure that one out. All right.
So first 5 minutes, use less tools. Rest of the time, cars, bikes, cars, talking. What? All right.
Tim was giving cliff notes to this evening's meeting. I got no problem with this. This is, we all know what needs to be done. Simplify your shit. And yeah, you're right. I think we need to, the 50th. I love the idea of doing this.
Well, my favorite question to ask almost all the time, and actually I was kind of on, so two companies, right? Security Studio, FR Secure. FR Secure has a great management team, right? John Harmon's the president. You got, CFO, COO. Who else is there? Somebody else. And I caught wind today that our salespeople are getting a kickback for referring business to one of our partners. Now, to some people that might be okay. To me, we have a mission. The only reason why I do anything is for the mission. I don't do this for money, right? You serve the mission, you make money. You serve money, you're not making the mission. So that's so like,
yeah.
And so you know, you get this kind of feeling like this. I'm feeling a little dirty about this, maybe. So I brought up with, so I went to our sales director. Like, so tell me about this, man. What's this thing about, you know, people getting kickbacks for, you know, because one, we're supposed to be product agnostic. We're a security consulting company. We have to be product agnostic. If I tell you your firewall sucks, it's because it sucks. I'm not trying to sell you one, right? If I tell you you need a sock, it's because you need a sock, not because I'm trying to sell you one. And so where this gets a little fuzzy is like, if you're getting money for referring business to, say, a SOC provider, let's just use Arctic Wolf, for instance. If you're getting, you know, money for that, well, then, you know, you're kind of incented to push people that way, right? I mean, you're muddying the waters a little bit. And so I was, you know, I had my talk with him, you know, he gets it. And so I talked to John, you know, this afternoon before I left for home. I'm like, I'm cool with this, but two things have to always be true 100% of the time. Do not compromise. Otherwise we got big fucking problems, and shit's going to hit the fan. One, when somebody asks you or somebody says that they need a sock, what do you say? You know, and the answer better be why.
Yeah.
Why do you need a sock? And you need to qualify that by, I know enough about your information security program to know that you're not ready for a fucking sock. That's not where you're supposed to spend your next information security dollar. If that's true, then you better not be referring them to a SOC provider.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, if you tell me you need a SOC and you've convinced me that you actually need a SOC, there's lots of SOC providers.
Yeah.
Beyond who we're partners with. So if you're just referring them to our partner, that's another problem for me, right? Give me 3, give me 5, and try not to influence. Go by specs, go by requirements, go by capabilities, go by all these things that should drive which SOC provider to choose, not just choose a fucking SOC provider. I'm going to go to this
one because I got a kickback out of it. Exactly.
And so, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is, you know, on the whole complexity thing, I don't think we ask that enough. I don't think we question enough why. You need a thing, right? You went to a conference and you heard this, you saw this really cool fucking thing. And it had all these blinky lights and like shit was lines and cool graphics. I'm like, so I go back to the office. I'm like, I need that. Why?
Yeah.
What problem are you solving? Do you even have a problem? Or are you just making one up?
Right.
Right. I think you'll keep yourself a little more honest on, you know, adding more shit to your environment when you realize that you don't need any more shit. Is Richie on this damn call too?
Might be. I don't know.
Because he is. Because he just scheduled a fucking meeting with me right now too. The fuck's going on here? All right. When did Richie pick one? Richie scheduled a meeting on the 22nd. What day is that?
Oh, Ryan. No, yeah, Ryan, check it. Honestly, seriously, check the.
Really? Am I counting wrong here?
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, count. Yeah, it's 10. You fingers and toes, not just. Not you're gonna need thumbs as well.
I might. Okay.
What are we doing?
So I'm trying to figure out what the date 10 weeks from now is, so I can set the calendar.
27th.
Yeah. Well, Ryan put a calendar invite out, and I just accepted, and I'm like, hang on, what we got going on here? Yeah, check it. I got 10. I got the Apple calendar. Well, maybe because you're using fucking Android.
No, this is Outlook. I blame Microsoft.
Well, yeah, it's Outlook, which is even worse. You're using Outlook. Why would you do that? Your Android and Outlook. What? I mean, no. We need to set you up for success. We need an intervention.
You guys just hate. You just hate on me with this. I like using buggy tech. How else will I have the adventure of getting compromised? Seriously here.
It's bad when you can't count up to 10. I just want to point that out.
I had to count across several clicks. Thank you very much. I can only look at a month at a time here.
Apple.
Do you think clicks or dick pics?
Clicks. No dick pics.
It's exchange. Dick pics come as standard. Let's face it.
Oh God, don't get me started on that.
too. So
I'm glad, one of the things that I've really enjoyed about the last couple of weeks is I haven't given any like input or advice on the whole exchange shit. Other than with like friends, like close friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I just don't give a shit, right now. Everybody's got some advice, how are you going to stand out from the noise? I mean, one of the people that actually I have enjoyed seeing his commentary about it is Dave Kennedy. I think, he's a stand-up dude, and what am I going to add to it, right? I'm not.
That's it. And it doesn't need all of us to say the same thing. It's like, it's another one. I did the F5 one purely because, the amount of CVSSs they released was just, it was scary that the amount, there was like 20 CVSSs, of which like about a third of them were 8s and 9s and 9 high 9s. And I'm like, oh, this is just nasty. It wasn't pretty. And I'm like, okay, the only thing left is that they just need to blame the intern. That's really about all that's left that they got to do.
Well, you see, the thing from a consumer perspective, and I think from a security perspective, I'm so fucking pissed off at Microsoft right now.
Oh,
they're not.
Just wait.
That's the fucking thing. See, that's the thing. You're not playing straight with me.
They are not playing.
You've got all my fucking shit.
I promise.
Give me the skinny on this. What's going on?
I promise. There's something more coming. Guarantee it.
Well,
guarantee.
How many fucking times have I had to patch in the last 3 weeks?
Well,
I've had to reboot my
patches?
fucking machine. I've had to reboot my fucking machine, which pisses me off because at any given time I've got fucking 1,000 fucking things open.
Oh,
I got to figure out save points on all this shit. It takes me forever. And then if I forget about that shit, well, thanks for just rebooting my shit for me. I appreciate that. I come back and I'm like, where the fuck was I? And then you fuck up my Outlook. You fuck up my settings. Why is that? Why, when I go into my calendar now, have my colors changed on what my calendar, because I have multiple calendars, right, that I'm managing there. And I'm like, how the fuck did this calendar go green? It was blue last week.
Just got one word for you. I got one word for you. Apple.
Well, but I was talking.
It's got its own shit. It's got its own shit. Believe me.
I was talking to a buddy about this too. Like, I have to use to some, because I do have Apple, right? This one right here is an Apple. This over here is a Windows. These are Windows, and I'm stuck with using Windows because my customers use Windows.
Yeah, no, I similar boat on some stuff. Absolutely.
And I love Apple, but your version of Outlook is bullshit. Your version of Word is bullshit.
I like Word. Hang on, say goodnight to Rachel.
Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Rachel. Love you.
My biggest problem at the moment that I'm having is Hillbilly is all we use Google Calendars, and I'm using stuff here. With Signet, they're on Exchange and typically Windows, but I'm obviously running all on a Mac. And my biggest problem now is syncing calendars. Poor Jen's trying to book stuff for me, and she's like, she's lost visibility because she can't see both of my calendars properly coming into the same system.
You know how I solved that? I use Google Calendar, and then I add multiple calendars to my Google Calendar. That's how me and the wife keep our lives in sync.
Well, here's the deal with me. Here's the deal with me, man. I'm running basically two companies, right, on the same system, right? So I've got 2 mailboxes that get shitloads of email, and I got 2 calendars that are getting shitloads of shit on there too. And then I've got, what the fuck, OneDrive, right? OneDrive's got to set my shit up in different places. Yep. But it's all within the same ecosystem, right? It's all within the same Microsoft ecosystem. Yet I have authentication errors all the effing time, all the time. I have shit that like can't save your Word document.
Or God forbid you set up a workflow to try to automate and optimize some of this shit.
And see, the reason why Microsoft is pissing me off it's all these usability problems, right? Because I'm a security guy, I'm a techie guy. I can figure this shit out. What about the guy sitting at home? What about the CFO? What about these other people that are just like, what the fuck does this mean? So they're just clicking shit. Click, 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 click. Get the fuck. They're not reading anything. Click, 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 click. I got work to do. Click, click, click. What the fuck are we doing? And the reason why Microsoft is here look at all the fucking tools they have, right? Do you have an Azure portal?
Hmm?
Yeah, because I have an Azure portal where I do testing, right? So I've got a couple of labs.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of labs set up there, and oh my God, can you possibly have more fucking tools in one place?
Oh, and I'm assuming you've opened the marketplace and then click the expansion because. And don't get into the libraries. Don't open up that ML library and marketplace because.
This is one manufacturer, one vendor trying to do fucking everything. So when you talk about complexity,
Yeah,
I can't figure it out.
Well, and you brought up earlier the 1909 update. I believe it was 1909 was the one you're referring to.
I have no idea. I just know that my fucking computer's rebooted 3 times in the last week.
Well, and let me tell you,
and it's ready for another.
What happened? They made a change.
I just got another fucking message tonight. It's like,
but Evan, hold on.
Pending restart.
Made a change
fuck
to
you,
make
I don't
it
want
so
to
that
restart
you
anymore.
can play. They want you to be able to play Xbox on anything. They want Windows as a service, and they rolled that code in.
Yep.
They changed the core of Windows in that last update.
Well, there's that.
Ouch.
And let's not forget that their source code was completely exposed.
Well, I mean, but not for the cloud. Remember, not for Azure,
Bullshit.
not for Go365,
Bullshit.
not for Xbox.
Bullshit.
No, just
Bullshit.
Windows. Not
Bullshit.
server, not SQL.
Bullshit.
Oh, no. I read the press release. It was very narrow in scope. The bad guys decided not to take the rest of the loot. They robbed the bank. They said one pesky cash is enough.
Colin bullshit.
We'll leave the rest behind. It's pesky. I mean, we do have a forklift and dump trucks and the shit we need to move it, but we're going to not do that.
Too much hassle. Yeah, we don't
need it. And it's like no coincidence, right? We had this cadence. It was a pretty common cadence, right? It was Patch Tuesday. Well, once a month, maybe my computer would have to reboot. Well, fuck, in the last 3 months, it's been like 20 fucking times.
Yeah.
You can't. Why?
If it's any consolation.
That's my favorite word. Why?
If it's any consolation, my Mac that I ended up having to upgrade this one. I had a bunch of them on like Catalina and stuff because I refused to upgrade. This one I finally put up to Big Sur. And apparently there's another version now, and that's Jen went and upgraded hers. I ended up having to back the damn thing out partway through because it just blew the fucking thing up. Max is bad. I mean, it's their upgrades on their stuff. It's the amount of shit it builds. It's just not.
Well, and they're rushing right now, and you guys know damn well that they're not. Those release notes don't have everything that's in that patch. Let's just be real honest with ourselves. Yeah. They're rolling tens of thousands of lines of code in. And there's not even a fucking mention in the README.
Well, in 14, speaking of iOS or, Apple, the ecosystem, iOS, 14.5 is out now. 14.4.1. 14.4.1 is out.
Yeah, it's the Mac is the iPad and the iPhones I find are a lot less. The iPhone for me is a tool. I don't use it for 90% of what it's capable of doing. I literally use my iPhone as a phone, as a camera. I only have personal email. I have no work email on it. I have
Tim just scheduled the meeting too. Hey, what the fuck's going on here?
What's that?
Tim just scheduled the meeting too.
They're fucking with you. They're fucking with you at this point.
I got so many fucking meetings. What did Tim pick? Tim picked the 19th. Tomorrow, are you shitting me? At 4:30 in the afternoon, Friday afternoon.
Yep, time to go pants down.
What kind of dick move is that? Whoa. I was going to meet up with you. Now I'm starting to wonder who books a 4:30 Friday meeting.
But I'll tell you, I love Tim so much. I will be there. I will be alert. I will give you my full attention, and I will support you like the human being you are.
Oh, this is why we love Evan.
I won't it, but I'll do it.
If he doesn't sign up with an agenda and he's wasting time, he gets tasered.
I actually like those meetings without agendas, man. I'm a non-agenda meeting guy.
I want to know if somebody's turning up. I want to know. It depends. Okay, so actually, you got a point. It depends who it is, Because you're right, there are some. I schedule a bunch that are free flow, especially ones where it's new people coming into the industry. It's like, all right, you got me for half an hour. What do you want to talk about? But there are definitely some I'm like, you better come with an agenda because I want to know what you want to talk about. I know you can talk, the hind legs off a donkey. You're not getting a chance to do that. You got 30 minutes. And Jen, my work Jen's being like really particular about it now because she's like, you don't have enough time to mess around with this. And I'm listening to her, to be honest.
Oh, there's Richie. Yeah, Richie is here. And Tim, I know what it says on the request, and I'm not canceling it. You committed. We're in this together now.
Careful what you wish for.
Well, because 4:30 my time is 5:30 your time, so it's worse for you. Unless you're into that shit, I don't know. But all right, so yeah, the Microsoft shit's pissing me off. I had to get that off my chest. And I don't think it's any coincidence that you have these things and then you have Exchange, like, oh my God, there's more. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's a hell of a lot more to come. This is just kind of like the start of the wave, man.
And can we talk for a second about the Linux malware that's not getting any attention because of this and is far, far more dangerous?
Ooh, I
don't want to talk. No, I don't want to talk about that.
We don't want to focus on the real problems. Okay.
Okay, fine.
I mean, it's not like the cloud is made up of Linux servers or anything.
Jared just scheduled a meeting too. Thank you, Jared. Here's the thing with Ryan, man. I fucking love this guy so much. You got to be careful what you tell him because he will hold you accountable.
I will.
So here's the deal, man. I'm straight up. I'm a pretty transparent guy. I think everybody should go get therapy once in a while. So I committed to go get some therapy, committed to, talk things out with a therapist, get, just help, right? I mean, I think it's healthy to do that. And if there's a stigma associated with that, I think that's bullshit. Because I think there's a lot of people who need therapy.
Yeah.
Who will benefit from therapy. And maybe you're afraid to do that because, I don't know, there's a stigma associated with it. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. So anyway, I told Ryan that I was going to do this. And then Ryan's like, all right, I'm fucking holding you accountable. I'm like, whatever.
Good.
People say that shit all the time. I don't know what that means. And so Ryan schedules time on my calendar yesterday. What was it? 4:30 to 5 to go research and find a therapist. Right.
Good.
Right. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I accept the meeting invite and, go about my business. And then the dude fucking texts me at 5:08 and he's like, so did you find a therapist? I'm like, man. And what I replied to you, this is what I replied to him because fuck it sucked. Yeah, I know. Well, here's the deal, man. When you talk about the Holy Spirit, if you believe in that kind of stuff, which I do, I wanted to lie to you bad, man, but I didn't. So this is what I replied. I said, I can't lie. The Holy Spirit stops it. I can feel myself want to, but then, then I feel it move. So I couldn't lie to you, but I wish I could lie to you, but I can't. I had to go get Marlis's car. So Marlis's car had to go into the shop to get some shit done, whatever. So I didn't do it. But you know what, man? I could have fucking told you, yeah, man, I got something coming, and you would have never known.
Oh, Evan.
No, but here's the thing.
I would have called Marlis to confirm it.
No. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't because you trust me. Because I don't lie.
That's true.
Because no matter how much I wanted to, fuck, you can't, man. And not just that, but if you talk about mission stuff, what's our number one core value?
Number one core value, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, honesty.
So if I'm going to lead this company and I'm going to lie to you about something like that,
yeah,
the fuck am I?
Yeah.
So
the problem is, it's too easy to think about it though. It's too easy. Did you do that? Yeah, I got it done. Knowing full well that you didn't, I'm very quickly scribbling a note down.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. So he lies to me then, and then when I ask him in a week and a half how it's going,
I didn't lie.
Yeah.
No. I'm hypothetical.
But,
if you had lied then, in a week and a half when I ask you how it's going, and the week and a half after that when I ask you how it's going, and the week and a half after that when I ask you how it's going,
Yeah.
You would constantly have to be bullshitting me because I'm not.
Dude,
The
I just say,
accountability piece didn't stop at making an appointment.
I would say it's going fine. It's protected health information. Leave it at that. This is regulated information. I wish I could share with you, but I can't.
You are not an insurance company. HIPAA doesn't apply to you. You're not a doctor. HIPAA doesn't apply to you. I love those little signs. You can't have your cell phone out in here because this is all HIPAA protected info. I'm not a BAA or a doctor.
Yep.
Don't let me.
Bah. I like BAA. Bah.
Bah.
Sheep. You're sheep.
But I'm glad you did that, and I'm glad that we're talking about it. And I think it's important. And Chris knows this as well. There are times that I do follow-ups with him too to make sure that things are going the way that, well, and all the way around. You guys check in with me. I mean, and that's the beautiful thing is a little bit of somebody giving a shit improves the quality of your life exponentially.
Absolutely, man. You need a support structure. I don't give a fuck how strong you are, how smart you are, how awesome you are, how great you are at certain things, how many skills you got problems. We all got problems.
Oh yeah, totally.
100%.
And I think one of the most dangerous things about all of that is people who don't believe they have problems. They actually think it's all fine. I mean, if you convince yourself that everything is all fine, you're kind of heading towards like a brick wall.
Well,
it'll hit and it'll hurt.
One thing, I mean, it's a military thing as well. We put it in a box and deal with it later, and that's great for a period of time until later turns up and demands its payday all at once.
Yeah, the box becomes too heavy to lift or carry.
I've been
there.
So
here's Jared's meeting. It's for March 22nd at 3 p.m. Perfect. Love it. Good time. He says it's a meeting to talk about meetings.
Okay. All right. I've been in some companies where that was the way things worked. We had meetings to talk about meetings.
And I'm gonna take this half an hour, and I'm gonna talk deep with you, Jared. I want to know how you're doing, not just on the surface, but I mean, I want to know how you're doing.
Awesome.
How is life? How's the marriage? How's the sex life? You know, what positions are working well for you? Which ones aren't? And why?
He's never going to set another meeting with him again.
Are you experiencing any strange sensations or burnings?
Do you feel pain? Because you're not doing it right. If you feel pain, are you into pain?
You guys are cruel.
Speaking of that, I just have to share this with everybody because this is something I deal with in my personal life, and this is like my only outlet for it. So my wife is a vaginal health expert. This week was her international conference. She decided to take the conference from the couch next to me. The laptop, which for as much as I wanted to not be in my field of vision. Now, again, we're talking about a medical conference with medical pictures.
Yep.
And I had more moments that I went,
oh no.
There was a surgery video that I still feel a slight tightness in myself from having seen, where I was like, and I'm trying to hand block. I'm holding up a book. I'm like, honey, can you just turn it a little bit the other?
Why don't you just get up, man?
Because that's my damn couch. I worked hard to sit down for the day and take my break. I ain't asked to have all that thrust upon my eyes.
See, I gave up the living room because Marlis watches these fucking shows. I'm like, what is this? You know, I will not be paying attention. I'll be doing something on my laptop or something, but you can't. It's like it's fucking
right. I'm trying to watch a documentary, and off to the side, it's like, whoa, that's
there's stuff that just you can't unsee sometimes.
It's like Real Housewives of some shit that Marlis is always watching, and I'm like,
no.
So I'll be working, and I'll be like, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
And she's like, oh, it's Real Housewives. I'm like, do you like this? She goes, well, sort of. I'm like, all right, I'm going into my office. I love you. You know, don't take it that way.
I can't be doing with that. To me,
Chip asks, does it pee when we burn?
Good question.
Generally, no.
does it burn when we pee? That's what I meant.
I can't do the TV stuff. Anything that's talking down to me or treats me like a fool. It's like these docudramas and a bunch of other stuff. I can't do them. I have no patience. I get up, I pace around, they annoy me. I want to fast forward through them. And then I'm like, I'm done. I cannot do that.
So Chip, does it burn when I pee? The current rate is 3 to 6 times per week. Yes, it does.
Okay, so in addition to a therapist, you also need a urologist.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get you in and get you checked out, bud.
Hey,
we gotta get the oil changed.
Ryan, you stop diagnosing me, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, you're not a medical professional.
No, but generally, if it's burning that often, you may want to consider seeing a urologist.
Whatever. No,
I mean, you can go to the proctologist, but it's not going to solve the problem.
No, and I'm kidding. But I'm kidding. But the older you get, I can tell you the flow does change, right? There's this thing called the prostate that
I got pills for that. Just saying. And they have this awesome side effect. Just saying.
What, you got pills for what? I'm sorry.
I got pills. I got pills for the prostate situation. Got the BPH pills, and they happen to come with a lovely side effect.
What's that?
They also work as erection medicine. So
I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem with that.
No, but it fixes the prostate and it makes it like you're 14 again, 15 again.
I'm okay with that piece. The second piece is fine. It just takes a little longer to pee. That's all.
It really does help with that.
I don't mind. Gives me a break. Who the hell? What's PBS stuff?
Lots of water. I know I have to.
BPH.
Fucking gout nails.
Oh, PBS. What's PBS stuff?
Who's PBS? Public Broadcasting Service?
Lotus? Yeah, apparently that.
Dale asks Evan, you talking about PBS stuff? What's that?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's news to me.
Looks like Will's leaving too. What are we at? We're 12:05. What's our parting words of wisdom on this whole complexity enemy thing, simplicity good thing?
Think about it. Every single time you approach a situation, every single time you approach a vendor, every single time you approach anything, how can I simplify this? How can I add lightness?
Pick one system in your environment today to begin seeing what you can do to simplify it. Get to know that system, get to know it intimately. Look for opportunities to reduce the complexity associated around that system. And when you do that, look at the processes, the business processes on the front and back end of that system, and see if those processes could benefit from some simplification. So that's my ad for the.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah. And I would say, these theories have always held true, right? Theories are things you try to disprove. You don't prove theories, you try to disprove theories. And if you can't disprove them, they hold true, right? That's science. And so the theory is you can't possibly protect the things you don't know you have. So how well do you know what you have? If you question that, then that should be a tell for you. Go find your shit, right? And if you're having trouble finding your shit, you're probably over complex, right? You've got too much shit, or maybe you need more staff, or maybe you need tools, but you got to solve that problem, right? Complexity for the sake of complexity isn't necessarily the problem. It's that you can't manage it. You can't get your hands around it, right? So that's my biggest, I guess, beef, because I think most companies, if you were to take a poll of all the companies across the United States, and how many of them actually know what they have. And that's step one, you guys. That's step one.
One.
Step two is know that shit really well, right? The best advice I ever got from an old sage security person, he said, The people who can secure their shit the best are the people who know their shit the best.
Yeah.
Right. So if you intimately know your systems, if you intimately know your network, whatever part you're responsible for, if you know that intimately, you will be much better at securing it.
No, totally.
So, stop adding more shit until you get that shit straight.
Everything
Right.
else
That's
fits
step
out.
one. That's step 1 and 2.
Yeah. It's kind of like
But if
Vicky
you
said,
keep-
just say no. Yeah.
Right. If you keep adding more shit to that, you're just pushing that ball further down the road. And there will be a day of reckoning. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Logic will tell you that you're going to come to a point where it's all going to come crashing down.
Yeah.
That's just how it works, right? That's the way it works. So, please, please, please look for all areas. Now, here's another thing, though, because fucking mind is working tonight. Another thing is, we're always blamed as security being a cost center, right? Security is a cost center. Security is a cost center. There's no return on security investment. I debate that. I don't think it's true. I think if complexity is the enemy of security, then simplicity must be my friend.
Yep.
So if I look through an environment and I'm trying to make things more secure, why wouldn't I look for processes that I can simplify? A 30-step process, can I make it a 3-step process? Not only do I make the business more efficient, I make it easier to secure.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. At that point, you turn the whole process into something positive, not just
Right.
security for the business. So yeah, that's a really nice way of looking at it. I like that idea. That's actually really cool.
Then I become like the guy, right? I'm like a little G God here. So look for those opportunities. And all it takes is like 2 things, man. You got to know what the fuck security is, right? If you want to really realize those efficiencies, and then you got to be creative, right? There's a level of mastery here where you understand that. I'll give you one example. Let me think here. Changing role changes, processing role changes, right? Because a bunch of privileges are going to have to change, right? I'll give you one example of a really big company where they were struggling with how do we process role changes in the environment, right? So somebody moved from this job to this job. How do we handle all of that securely? I said, well, let's whiteboard it. Well, what do you do today? So we started whiteboarding it, and I was like, holy fuck, it's like a 30-step process. Why?
Yeah.
Why don't you just deprovision the account and reprovision a new account?
Right. And just be done with it.
Right. So we took a 30-step process, made it like a 4-step process. Looked like rock stars, and we made things more secure. So anyway, I'll preach all day. That's my.
No, I love it. Makes sense.
Look for that all the time.
Thank you.
Every place you can find simplicity, do it, man. Please.
Big time. Yeah. No, big time. Yeah, this is good. I'm glad we talked about this one, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, man, and like I've told you before, man, the therapy part of this is reaching out to you guys. I don't get to talk much. Being a CEO you're fucking just so inundated with email, and all this other stuff that when I get an opportunity to just lay it out there with you guys, it's great therapy. So thank you.
Totally love it. Yeah, I get it. I think the days have gotten to be so tactical and so reactionary that the evenings are nice. I napped on the couch for like 10, 15 minutes, woke up, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this. And it's not even really strategic. It's you just get to take that step back. You get to breathe for a minute. You get to listen and just engage rather than just be in react mode all the time. Yeah. So no, I appreciate it for that, definitely.
Yeah, man. And congratulations on your new position, man. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see how it goes. We're catching up in a couple of weeks, so we'll have discussions. There's some fun stuff.
We have a call this week.
Is it this week? Next week?
About Dave, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it is next week. It is next week. Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently, I cannot use calendars today. It's kind of been a thing all day long.
We get to meet Swede, and who's the other guy?
Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah. Jesse and Swede. Hopefully both those can make it. It'll be fantastic if they can.
Man, I can't wait to get my hands on Dave. I can't wait to understand, the data that you guys collect, because I think there's so many you talk about simplicity. There's so many operational efficiencies we can realize
Totally.
in grabbing your data, populating things that we can infer,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
making it
Yeah.
much more dynamic. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, you guys get some rest.
All right, guys. Love you both.
Love you guys.
All right,
Awesome.
love you too, guys. Thanks to everybody for listening in as well. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Stay safe. You know the deal.
Bye.
Bye.